This is a demonstration of positioning items on the HTML page with absolute positioning. Here's a quick website I made. The light blue background is the wrapper. It's a division. This is a header with a dark blue background, and inside the header is an H1. This is called a section, this white thing, and inside of that is an H1, and then I put a picture inside of the section. So let's say that I wanted to position something in a certain location on the page. So what you can do is you can use absolute positioning. So the trick is, let me go to the section here. So if I wanted to move this section, I can say position absolute. That turns on the ability to use absolute positioning, and then you push the item from the top, left, right, bottom, however, whatever distance you want. So I'm going to say I'm going to move this from the top 220 pixels, and I'm going to move it away from the left 200 pixels. And I'm going to save this and I'll preview it. So that'll take the section, it'll make it 220 from the top and 200 from the left. Now look what happened here. It actually took the positions from up here on the top left corner, and the section completely left its position inside of the wrapper. And in most websites, that's not what you're going to want to do. In most websites, you're going to want to position things so they stay put inside of the container that is called wrapper. So that needs a special thing, and we did this in class. So what you need to do on the wrapper is you have to add the position of relative to the wrapper. And what that means is that the anchor point that used to be here now moves to the top corner of the wrapper. And so this will be down from the top 200, 220, and over 200, but it will be relative to this. Let me refresh the page. So that's what happens there. Now, if you want to position something with absolute positioning, you have to be able to identify that item only. And the other caveat is that as soon as you position something with absolute positioning, it jumps out of the normal sequence of the page. Well, let me demonstrate that part, okay? So I'm going to get my section here, and I'm going to copy this code right here. And I've got a rule for the H1. So what I'm going to do is, anytime you see a header 1 on the page, position that at top 220, left 200. And watch what happens when I do this. So this is an H1 and this is an H1. Both of those will be positioned by the rule, and they'll be on top of each other. The picture went up and took the place of the text, and this went away and took the place of the text. So this gets to be a little bit problematic. So if you want to position one thing in one place only, you need to give it a discrete name. So let me go back to here, and I'm going to say, so this header has an H1 in it. So what I could do is I could use a compound selector to say the header H1. So this is only the header. This is only the H1 that's inside of the header. The other one is not going to be affected. Let me show you that. So this got moved. This is the header got moved right here. This one came up to take its place. So that worked for me okay. Whoops. That worked for me okay. Now let's try something else with it. I'll put that back. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to just get rid of that. So let's say I have a picture here, okay? And so here's my image, IMG. Okay, so if I went and I took this picture, I'm going to put two pictures on here. I'm just going to copy this picture so I have two of them, okay? Okay, there we go. So there's two copies of that picture. Let's look at that real quick. and the pictures go side by side. Okay, because they're inline elements, they go side to side. Okay, so now I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to position it down here somewhere. And as soon as I move this picture, watch what happens. So I'm going to just go with IMG. And so this is an image. So I'm going to go with IMG and say whenever you see an IMG, an image, position, absolute, top, I'm going to go 360 pixels, and I'm going to go left. I'm pushing it over from the left, let's say 400 pixels. Watch what happens here. Watch what happens if it, oh, I forgot a colon there. All right, let's look at this. Uh-oh. So what happened now is both images are piled on top of each other. So that didn't work. If I were making a gallery and I wanted the pictures to be in different places, that doesn't work. So what I need to do is I need to change this differently. So what I could do is I could go in the first image and I could give it a name. ID equals picture 1. I could do this. And then on the style sheet, instead of image, I can go hashtag picture 1. So picture 1 will move to this position and the other picture will come up and stay up here. That's how we do that. And what if I wanted to move this down here at the same location, similar location? Well, then what I could do is I could make this say, I could give this one ID of picture 2. So now I can use the CSS to grab only this image and position it wherever I want on the page. So I'll make a new rule down here at the bottom for picture 2. I'm going to just copy this and steal it. Picture 2, position absolute, top 360, and I'll make the left be 0. So this one will be on the left and this one will be to the right of it. Let's take a look at that. And that's how we do that. So that is absolute positioning.